back to It Takes a Village here at Countryside. We are into our, third month of doing this podcast. It's been great. This is a place that we come to talk about what it means to connect and belong, to build relationships, supporting each other on this thing we call life. So welcome back, Sarah. How are you today?
I am pretty good. Yeah, got a holiday feeling. We just walked through lots and lots of little friends from Kindernook having their holiday concert and all their parents celebrating with them. So it feels like we're getting close.
I know, festive. Somebody was just sharing a video from it, and it was like the 4-year-olds on the risers singing Fa La La. And it was like the first verse, Fa La La, and then they just screamed it louder and louder.
So cute.
Yes. So we've had so much going on. It's been a busy time always as we gear up for holidays, both at Thanksgiving holiday and just kind of the differences that we bring, to these traditions here on the Tri-Faith Commons. Mm-hmm. We, Sarah and I, were gathered with our Tri-Faith clergy this week, talking about what we bring, with us as individuals, and then what the expectations that are placed on us as people of faith, or just representing different communities and different traditions. So we know that each one of you who are listening also have a lot that you bring to the table, your own personal story, what you bring to holiday time, the grief and loss that accompanies this season for so many, and the joy, right, of this season. So we are just thinking about joy and how we can bring a little bit of light and levity to difficult times, and looking with hope for what's coming. So, Sarah, what about some this or that, or what do you call it? It's almost like Would You Rather, but like a version of this for holiday, Winter Wonderland edition. So, Sarah, hot cocoa or eggnog?
I'm going to say hot cocoa.
Hot cocoa.
How about you?
I would say hot cocoa because I know that Maggie likes to make fun of me. So
I have to make her listen to this now.
My first 2 sermons or first 20 sermons, I don't know how many, I said eggnog in the sermon like 2 or 3 times. And Maggie looked at Sarah and was like, Jenny and her eggnog, and rolled her eyes. It's like, no. And I honestly don't think I've even had eggnog. So I think that's hilarious.
That was really funny.
So I should say eggnog just thinking about
for Maggie. Yeah.
That's hilarious. Gingerbread cookies or sugar cookies?
It's always going to depend how good they are. But I guess
everything.
Yeah, I guess gingerbread cookies. You?
Man, I don't really eat a lot of cookies, but I love the smell of gingerbread cookies. But we in my family the kids make sugar cookies all the time and decorate them, and so I think sugar cookies just because that's a big tradition.
Yeah.
And the icing when they're like 3 and 4 is all everywhere and gross all over the table. And now it's a little bit more like you can see the smiley face that they made.
Right.
So it's like, that tradition.
Yep. All right. Candy canes or chocolate truffles?
Chocolate anything over candy.
Yeah, same. Although I will say, I just was remembering that there is this, let's go next and then I'll tell you what I was remembering, everyone.
Peppermint bark or fudge?
So I was going to say fudge.
Okay.
How about you?
Fudge.
Again. So there are Lindt, that chocolate maker, they have a store at the outlet center in Gretna.
Okay.
And they have this peppermint cookie truffle things for this time of year.
Oh,
I was
so
just
it's
remembering
both.
them yesterday. So yeah, it kind of mixes all of it. All of those.
Fudge, I remember growing up and my dad's family, farming family, my mama, and my aunts would make fudge, toffee and fudge for days, this big, huge table, and they would, pour it out, all these different kinds of fudge. So whether I like it or not, I think I do like it, but it has that sort of sentimental memory kind of baked into it.
Definitely.
I'm not sure about turkey dinner or ham feast.
I think turkey dinner.
Yeah. I would say if you have to pick one, turkey dinner, but like you said, it matters how it tastes.
Yeah.
And turkey is just dry. I mean, honestly, we can pour whatever we want on it or bake whatever and splash it with butter. It's just dry. But I still prefer turkey over ham.
Yes. Yeah, me too. Pumpkin pie or pecan pie?
Pumpkin pie all day long.
Yeah, I think the same. Although I will tell you, she might not like for me to advertise it, but Gail Knapp from Temple Israel makes a really good pecan pie.
Oh, okay.
I had some last year, and I was like, that is a good competitor.
Well, okay, you said, I'm just going to have to stop here. Pecan.
Yeah. Did I say?
Pecan. No.
Well, I think I said it differently. Both
How do you know? I mean, that's interesting, I guess, how you were raised to pronounce. Pecan or pecan?
pecan.
You said pecan the first time.
Yeah.
And
I think
said
that's how I
pecan.
say it. Pecan. I do think I say pecan.
Okay. Pecan, like a peacock. Okay.
Yes.
Roasted chestnuts or caramel popcorn?
I don't honestly think I've ever had a roasted chestnut. Have you?
I have sung about them by the fire.
Yes.
That's kind of it. No. And caramel popcorn, I think I had braces my whole growing up and have them again now. So
Yeah.
I'm saying probably never had caramel popcorn either.
Yeah, that reminds me more of the beach. Like we always went to Ocean City, New Jersey, and they have Johnson's popcorn stand, and we'd get like this big bucket of caramel popcorn. And when you get it, it's hot and it's like overflowing, and then you eat it and put the lid on, bring it home.
Oh, okay.
So that does not make me think of
I
Christmas.
love Christmas. I know. That's so true. Okay. Cranberry sauce or gravy?
Gravy.
Neither.
Yeah.
No.
I'm also like,
No.
they're not the same.
No, they're not.
It's not an
Cranberry
equal.
sauce or gravy. I think they're usually both on the table.
Yeah, they have very different functions.
Yeah. No. I'm not going either of those. Yeah. Other foods that you thought of?
Other foods? Not really. You? Do you have anything that's really special for your Christmas or New Year's?
I think puppy chow.
Oh.
Do you do puppy chow? Do you make a version of
No,
that?
I have had it, but I've never made it. I feel
Yeah.
like it is intimidating with the mess, with
Well,
all that powdered
okay.
sugar.
Yes, the mess is the mess,
But-
but it's the least intimidating thing you can do.
Okay.
Pour all these things into a trash bag and shake them up.
Oh.
And I think that's why my kids love making it.
Okay.
You heat the chocolate, then you pour it together, and then you put it in a trash bag and you shake it up. So yeah,
Okay.
there's like a smattering of smoke around you, white cute smoke.
Yes.
But it's really easy to make, which is probably why. I make
Okay.
it.
I could
So
probably
you
do
can
it
add
then.
that one, Sarah.
Okay.
What about decorations? Okay, a real tree or an artificial tree?
I guess real. They do smell really nice. We have a real one again this year, so
Yeah.
that's swaying me. How about you?
We always have a real tree. I mean, I'm super environmentally conscious, and I remember, kind of feeling like, oh gosh, we're cutting down these real trees. But then doing a lot of looking into who you're buying the tree from, and like these family farms they're actually replanting them and they're pruning. So it's good to know that. And the artificial trees usually, no offense to anyone, right? They can also be not great for the environment. So
Right.
we're doing damage no matter where we cut or buy.
That's true.
But the smell, oh, the smell is amazing. So real tree all the way.
Tinsel or string lights?
String lights.
Yeah. Do people still do tinsel? It's very messy, right? Apparently I've
Well, isn't it like
messy problems.
messy? Sarah is only,
No mess.
if it's clean, will she do it? I feel like tinsel, isn't it sort of the cat? Like cats
Oh.
get choked on it, and it can be.
Yeah, because don't you
You just
pick it
pick it
put
and drop it on the tree.
No, thank you.
I think I use that in my sermons a lot too,
Oh,
even though I don't have tinsel. Tinsel and twinkling lights. Ornaments or garland?
I guess ornaments.
Yeah, I don't think that's an either or.
Right.
I mean, we have ornaments on our tree and garland wrapped around our porch,
Right.
but maybe it's putting it on. I don't like to put the garland on. That is definitely a Shannon task.
Yes. Yes, we do not have garland, but I love the way it looks here in the church. So again,
Yeah.
when other people do it, I like
I
to
know,
appreciate
right?
how
Yes.
it looks.
Classic red and green or modern neutral tones?
I guess I like modern. I mean, I like the kind of metallic, like gold and silver kind of thing. I will say I have very strong feelings about white lights versus colored lights. I really, really don't like colorful lights. I especially don't like a lot of mix. Like if you're going to do one or the other, just pick one. Anyway.
Again, Sarah does not like a mess. So
Yes.
if you're making a mess with your Christmas tinsel and lights,
Which
do
is-
not call her over to your house.
Yeah, hilarious because I actually am usually really comfortable with messes, but
Not at Christmas
apparently
time.
not at Christmas time.
I
This
think
is
it's
hilarious.
like-
How about you? Sorry,
Well,
let's hear from you.
No, I'm thinking like, oh, what do I like? I'm such a white lights and neutrally person, but I do think I would really miss the red and green, what Christmas looks like, or the holiday season, right? Like blue lights on a tree. I'm like, that's really tasteful and really sweet. If there were no other red and green, like lining the streets, and no
Yes.
red ribbons, I would be like, what happened? Now Christmas is only blue or gold.
Yeah, that's
so
good.
I think it's a reminder to us, like Santa and red and love and all this stuff. But in my daily life, everything about me is much more neutral than colorful. So modern neutral tones, it's a mix, right? What about wreaths? Wreaths or door banners?
I think wreaths.
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, I get what they're saying with door banners, but I know too, I think they're wreaths because especially if they're fresh, then they also smell really nice. It's a great entryway experience.
You can, usually we get a tree and then we get a wreath, right? That's either buy and make the wreath, or you get the wreath that's been freshly spun, which is really beautiful. A door banner, I think when I had a dog, like the door banner was no more. We had this thing that hung up and the dog was just like, nope, that's mine. And so no more door banners.
Yeah.
So by default, a wreath is what we stick with.
Blow up yard displays or elegant light displays?
Well, if you ask my 9 and 11-year-old, it would be, can we please have that blow up yard thing, Mom? And I would say, no, your neighbors have that, so you can look at their yard. No, I do not do blow up yard displays, but I know kids love them.
I know. It's so unfortunate that they have to, collapse when they're not blown up, which obviously makes sense, but it just, then they're like flopped in the yard.
Santa.
Yeah.
Like, boom.
Yeah. So that's kind of a bummer.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely like lights. And, poor Maggie, she's going to feature prominently on this podcast, but she made sure that we put lights up this year outside. She coerced my husband into helping her, and they look really nice.
Yeah, I'm sure. What about, stockings or holiday figurines, which,
Yeah, we are a cat house, so we can't have holiday figurines because cats will just kill them.
Oh
like
my
they're
gosh.
just off
Can I please borrow your cat now? My mother-in-law, who will not be listening to this podcast, if she did, love you, sent home about 100 tiny Santa figurines.
Oh,
no,
gosh.
not only tiny. Some of them are much larger than I would wish. And so we have both stocking and many Santa figurines all over the house right now.
Oh, gosh.
It's like looking at every surface and thinking, I never knew I loved Santa so much, right? So I would say stockings all day long.
Yeah. I mean, I really do. I visited one of our members yesterday, and she had lovely figurines, and they're so nice.
Yeah.
But it's a static situation. Like in my house, they would get messed up all the time. So it'd just be a lot of stress.
Yeah.
So if I can't really appreciate them, then it might as well go with stockings.
I would definitely appreciate them at someone else's house.
Yes.
We do not have any surfaces available for these Santas. And so they are beside the sink. They're just everywhere.
Oh.
Love Santa, not in my house. What about like snowball fight or building a snowman?
That's a good question. I don't know. I'm going to have to go 50-50 on that.
Yeah.
How about you?
Well, I remember being a kid living in Wyoming, and my dad, this one year, built us a real igloo. And he is a builder. So he made this huge igloo, and then we in the neighborhood had a snowball fight. It's like every day we would go out and have a snowball fight. So I think that's classic, like growing up having to, at least if you grew up with snow.
Right.
Or
Good
snow
point.
that packs. Building a snowman is also fun. Kind of just depends on, is a snowball fight like, I'm going to deck you, you're the neighborhood boys trying to hurt you, or is it a fun, experience for kids? So
Right. Yes.
I loved that memory.
Yeah, that's awesome.
What, ice skating or sledding?
I think I would say ice skating. I like ice skating. How about you?
I like to watch ice skating.
Yeah.
And I like to watch sledding. So I think sledding as a kid, we did go to Rocky Mountain National Park a couple years ago and sled down the most not great, lovely mountain. And so I was like, oh my gosh, someone could really be injured. So sledding, I think, is super fun, but it kind of freaks me out.
Yeah.
With kids, getting hurt.
Yes. Yes. Okay, watching Christmas movies or listening to Christmas music?
Oh, why is there a choice?
Right. I know. Again, both.
Watch the movies, listen, sing along. What kind of movie, what's one of your favorite movies to watch at Christmas?
I really like, oh my gosh. Oh, it has Sarah Jessica Parker where she spills the egg casserole all over her blouse. Oh my gosh. What is that called? Oh, Family Stone.
Oh.
Yeah.
I haven't seen that in so long.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, we saw it already.
Okay.
I think we watched it right back around Thanksgiving. But that one, I feel like we have to watch it every year.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah.
And I have not. That's a great movie, but I haven't seen that in so long. We're kind of a National Lampoon's.
Oh, yeah.
Home Alone is like the number one. But it's like more funny kind of silly. White Christmas used to be, you know, classic. But no, Family Stone is a great movie. I think Love Actually was on my list for a long time.
Yep. Elf. I mean, I feel like this year we haven't really watched Elf, but there was a year I think Irene was watching it nonstop.
Yeah.
And I would still get sucked in like every time it was on because it really is so funny.
Yes.
It's just ridiculous.
It's ridiculous.
But
I think we
funny.
watched The Grinch a million times every Christmas season, and we usually go see the live, you know, a performance of The Grinch. But it's mostly the season that we're in with parenting. It really dictates
That's
what
true.
we're watching.
That's so true.
Mostly, right?
Okay, Christmas market or mall shopping?
Oh.
Do we have like a proper Christmas market around here?
Yeah, I think there's one. I was at Exarban recently, and there is one. I didn't go into the Christmas market, but yeah, there was like a set up, you know, big tent with a market. I'm not sure, you know, otherwise. I don't like mall shopping on a non-holiday, and so on a holiday, it's definitely not a place for me. Is like digital shopping
Right,
count?
online shopping. Scratch it out.
I know.
I am terrible. I don't know. It's like in my old age, I'm becoming less acceptable of crowds.
Oh, yes.
I can't.
Yeah. I know. I mean, maybe a Christmas market. My congregation in Chapel Hill for 20 years did an alternative gift market with all fair trade and local artisans, and it was just the place that everyone in town would come, right, for shopping. And that was a fun there's little teeny little vendors and not crowded. It's all throughout the building. And so that was so great. You would go get your olive oil, your cards, you know, your photography. Every year you would look for a certain vendor. So that's sweet because you're buying this scarf that so-and-so knitted for your friend.
Yes.
I think if that was like a one-stop shop Christmas market, then I would love that. But I haven't really found that here yet. What about baking? So we talked about cookies, like eating. Do you like making cookies or like making a gingerbread house?
I think baking cookies. I have people have probably heard me talk about crafts, and I can get too like worried about, is it okay? Am I doing it right? So I feel like with the cookies, it's like you just do it, you follow the recipe, there you go.
Yeah.
You know, gingerbread house, there can be artistic differences with the other builders. And
yes.
How about you?
Gosh. Well, again, I have, you know, Sage and Quinn, and everyone buys them gingerbread house making kits. You know, it's either my mom or someone, and so we make one every year. They make them, and then they always ask me to judge.
Oh no,
which one's better? And they say you can't say both of them are the same, Mom. You can't. You have to pick. And so I'm like, of course, you know, I'm never going to say one is better. They're both, and I give them like their own awards.
Yes.
This one has the most decoration. This one's the most imaginative. This one is the most traditional and organized. And so, of course, gingerbread, it has that stress of being the judge.
Yeah.
But it is a great tradition, too.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I mean, kind of both, I guess. About wrapping gifts or writing holiday cards?
Well, I am also not great at either. I feel like I am so glad to have my Maggie. She's like this perfect Mrs. Santa in my house. She can do the gift wrapping. So I'll do the writing holiday cards. I like the way that, you know, you think about the people you're addressing them to. And so there's that thoughtful component.
Yeah. That you're making a connection.
Yeah.
You write and think about them versus wrapping the gifts and worrying about not having it exactly in that perfect little triangle.
Yes. Yes.
I love actually wrapping gifts. I guess the math part of my brain and the one that likes organization. And so it's kind of this, I like to get it, and it kind of, I don't know, it's like that repetition of doing things, and it's just it's fun for me. Writing holiday cards, I usually order cards, and then you just like, I do not like writing the address on all of the cards, but I do it because I'm like, this is personalized. So you're thinking about the people, and I'm thinking, gosh, my hand is cramping. Why did I choose 200 people to send these cards to? I love you, but I'm thinking about myself right now, so I'm probably lesser of a Christian than you, Sarah.
No, well, I mean, I also don't, it's not like I really send that many. I just think, you know, if I had to, in this hypothetical situation.
If I had to think about you, Jenny is not going to be thinking about 200 people. This is great. Holiday party or cozy night in?
I mean, again, it's like 50-50. It's so dependent on the situation. Because I think we had our staff party last week. That was fun.
Yes.
And I'm an extrovert, so that's great. But then other times you just want to snuggle up at home. What do you think?
I think the same. I mean, I was talking to a neighbor. We walk the kids to and from school a lot together. And she's a UNO professor and has a lot of events to go to. And she was saying it's one of those things where she's like, oh, I have this, this, and this. And you don't really, when you're thinking about it, it's like, oh, I really don't want to go out another time.
Mm-hmm.
But she said, then we get there and it's always fun and great. I think that's sort of how it is for me.
Yeah.
Is I'm an extrovert and love being with people and doing all the things. But then because you do it so often, a cozy night in is sort of like, oh, maybe I just want to choose. Yeah, so it depends on what you're doing. But I always have fun once I'm anywhere. So it's kind of, again, a hard one to say either or. But
Right.
Clothes. Okay, clothing. Which is always, a very interesting topic. But if you're thinking about holidays, ugly Christmas sweater or matching pajamas?
I mean, I guess matching pajamas. I my favorite Christmas card that my kids ever did, we got like those striped Hannah Anderson pajamas. And the picture was so cute. And Maggie was like, I don't know, but she made a sad face, and so we snapped that and got it on the card, and it was just the best. So, so because of that, I will say pajamas. How about you?
Yeah, I'm the same because we do same. Like we'll get those pajamas. It's like a boring mom gift every Christmas Eve that our family all unwraps our matching holiday pajamas, sleep in them, and then we wake up and have our pictures in them. And it's fun to see like each year, like that was the Star Wars year, or that was the whatever the pajamas year. And so the kids are like, can we open a present on Christmas Eve? Not pajamas.
Oh.
And I'm like, we'll see. It's always pajamas. That's fun, though.
Yeah.
And that great family, moment, sharing with Maggie. That's what it is. It's not that the pajamas are so awesome.
Right.
It's these fun shared memories.
Yep.
What about festive socks or holiday hats?
I mean, I probably would do the socks because hats a little more complicated. And but since I like to knit, I have knit hats, but they're not necessarily holiday. They're just winter,
nice.
warm.
Okay.
Yeah. What do you think?
Socks. If I put a hat on, my hair is like toast,
Yes.
done, dead, down.
Yeah.
So I like hats, but there's no way I'm going to live through the hat. And festive socks. I might buy them and give it to someone, but I don't ever wear them. But they're really cute. What about knitted scarf or fuzzy mittens?
I'm thinking of sitting outside at cold events and thinking the mittens definitely make a difference.
Yeah.
So I guess in this case, I'll go with mittens.
Well, and you knit all of these things.
I do knit.
So
yeah,
you have
I made
real
a pair of
opinion.
mittens.
You did?
They're great. I have to bring them sometime.
Yeah.
Show and tell on the podcast.
I know. You should wear them. What was it? Like
Yes.
Bernie Sanders and his like.
Oh, yes. That was so great that year.
Yes, I love it.
Yes.
Fuzzy mittens. Yeah, I think anything that's knitted that someone gives me, I'm going to wear because I'm so cold all the time in winter. So if it's fuzzy, it could be a scarf or anything. But I think mittens make you warmer. Or maybe it's not how to wear a scarf. You get it and it looks cute and you put it on, but then it's really not doing anything unless you cover your face up.
Right.
So I think I don't ever wear it appropriately.
Yes.
But feet, though. Feet can be really cold.
Yes. So cozy slippers or snow boots?
I live in my LL Bean slippers, like the ankle boot slippers, and I've had those things for several years. And so inside the house during the winter, I wear them everywhere all the time, and they keep me so warm. What about you?
I don't really wear slippers, so I guess I would pick snow boots by default. But again, I feel like these have very different purposes. You can't go outside in your cozy slippers.
I know.
So.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
Snow boots. I bought my snow boots for fashion.
Yeah.
And so I'm not sure that they work, but they're mostly, these are cute. I'm not sure if my feet are warm.
Right.
So I'm not going to go with snow boots.
Yeah.
What about a red and green outfit or a sparkly holiday dress?
I mean, I'm wearing all black and gray pants, which is probably what I'll be also wearing on Christmas Eve. So none of the above. But if I had to, I would probably go sparkly holiday because then it could still be black with sparkles.
That's so true. I would definitely do a sparkly holiday dress than a red and green outfit.
Yeah.
Even though I do have a pretty terrible, ugly holiday sweater that's blue and green and whatever. But yeah, that's at least like if it were going out or something like that, or even no, because you freeze. I can't really wear dresses here in the winter because it's so cold.
That's true.
Well, next then, flannel shirt or chunky sweater?
Definitely chunky sweater for me.
Yeah.
You?
I have both, but the flannel shirt is sort of it's so cash. You know, it's
Yeah.
sort of like, let me be emo mom. Wear my flannel
Yes,
shirt.
the grunge
chunky
days.
sweater. You could just be like, oh, it's cold.
Right? Yes. Okay. Enough clothing. Gift giving. Secret Santa or white elephant?
Maybe white elephant. Secret Santa is a little bit creepster. Who's giving me all this weird stuff? It's probably really.
Well, if you do like the trade though, right, where you're like in your family, maybe you have like you trade names. I don't know. I'm so practical that part of me is like, oh, I don't want a white elephant if it's just like random.
Oh, it's just a random joke or something. Okay. I've always done white elephant with working with youth, kids.
Yeah.
And it's like, bring something that you have that can be no more than $5 and wrap it up and like share it. It's either a funny, this is something, or I don't really need this anymore, but it's always being fun and like having a relationship building, like icebreaker thing.
That's true.
But yeah, it's definitely not utilitarian. Like, oh, I really needed that stapler. Thanks, friend. New 8th grade friend.
Yeah.
Glad we could connect over stapling.
Yep.
What about homemade gifts or store-bought gifts?
Again, I think I could go 50-50. I mean, again, with practicality, I love gifting, but I think it has to be purposeful. So I guess, I don't know, 50-50.
Yeah. I mean, you're giving something, not just going to pick up the teacher gift, which, you know, sometimes here's the Starbucks gift card. It's not really a gift that person, you know them so well, and so you're giving it. You're giving it because you don't know them so well, but you want to give them a gift. I think homemade gifts are really special when you receive them, and when you're making one. I remember I made my best friends in college. They're twins, Candace and Kristen, and I made both of them a quilt for Christmas. And it's the very first and last quilts I've ever made. It meant a lot, but it was, oh my gosh, so much work into it. But I loved doing it. I was like so excited to be able to make those and give them to them. So I think, right, what you're saying, it can be so meaningful to give of yourself and then offer more your time and all of that stuff because you care about somebody. But yeah, it's kind of giving from the heart matters. It'd be fun to think about some of these weather kind of things.
Okay.
Like a white Christmas or a tropical holiday escape.
Okay, so I am problematic with this because with living in Hawaii, we had a de facto holiday escape, and it was kind of weird. You know, I mean, in my perfect world, I could still maybe have the holiday gathering in a wintry place, so it feels seasonal, and then, you know, like between Christmas and New Year's, go on a holiday in a tropical place.
Yes.
But if I have to choose, I would actually say white Christmas because I did really miss it matching the season.
I wonder, and I feel like that's so hard for you because if you weren't living in Hawaii,
right,
and you were leaving like winter snowstorm Armageddon, right, would you want to flee the tropics? I don't know though. I think white Christmas all day long.
Yeah.
I love skiing and do all the snow. So probably the same. What about a big snowfall or just a soft, falling?
I like the soft snowfall. Even like recently, I guess maybe a week or two ago, we had just sort of like snow showers. And it was like, this is great. Can still drive, not a problem.
Yes.
And it's in the air, feels nice.
Yeah, I remember looking out the window. It was like barely snowing. I told the kids, look. And then within 5 minutes, it was still really gently falling, but these big flakes. It was so beautiful. And they were like, maybe we're going to have, Christmas or snow on Christmas. And Shannon, I have to tell you the story. My wife told them several years ago, they have this little Frosty the Snowman statue thing that sits in their bathroom. And she told them if you go tap it on the nose 3 times, then you're going to wake up in the morning and there's snow. And it worked like the first year.
Oh, gosh.
And so now they still do that. I think they know that it's not, but it's a funny little tradition that we do. So.
Oh, so cute.
Yeah. There are so many. This is fun.
Yes,
there are a lot of things that you're going to be doing, that we're going to be doing over the next few weeks. But mostly we're really thrilled that we can be here together at church. We have 2 Christmas Eve services coming up here. We also have a longest night service tonight. Lots of ways to engage with our community of faith and with one another. So I hope that you are experiencing some of these things that we talked about this holiday. Know that Countryside is a place for you, a place to belong and connect. And we are thinking about you, and we hope that you have such a wonderful Christmas and that God's love and peace and hope and joy shines brightly. Bye.